everyone, this is the first video in the topic 1, which is materials and their atoms. In this video, we'll be looking at first subtopic, which is properties and use of materials, and it corresponds to Essentials Workbook, page 1 to 10. In this subtopic, we'll be looking at these things. So these things that you see in the table are the ones that will be covered as new idea, and dot points usually means they're the ones that you have to be able to do. Okay, so the first point that we'll cover is use of material, which are related to their properties, including solubility, thermal and electrical conductivities, melting point and boiling point. Now they are what's called physical properties, and then we will get to other things like nanomaterials and properties of substance in a mixture and how to separate them. All right. So, what it means by properties of materials. Have you thought about why some materials are chosen for particular purpose? Like, okay, well, there's an image right above here saying, what if rain boots were made of paper? Funny thought. Well, if you happen to use paper, which is fantastic for writing things on or wrapping things because it's thin and you can write things on, or it grabs onto little particles of carbon that allows you to use pencil to write things, yeah, or soak up things like water. If you think of, say, kitchen paper, they absorb water really well. That's a property, isn't it? Well, not usually paper is not used for rain boots. What's the purpose of rain boots? Well, they should stop water to come into shoes so that your feet don't get wet, I guess. And it needs to be fairly soft, otherwise it's pretty uncomfortable to walk on, like wooden shoes that you can get in Holland, I suppose. So what do we utilize? What sort of properties do we utilize in our daily lives? That's what I'd like you to think about. Pick anything, pick a mouse. What does it need to have? It needs to have some durability and some comfortableness, I guess, and also need to have clear parts so that the laser can go through, things like that. Think about what property we are utilizing in the things that's listed. So you copy down and write down what you see, what property we are using for, say, copper wires to be used as copper wire. Why do we use copper, and what property we are utilizing it to let it work as copper wire? Next is copper pipes for irrigation and for water mains. Why do we use copper pipe, and what property are we utilizing? Write it down. Solder, which is a tin and lead mixture, it's an alloy. What property do we utilize to let it work as solder, metal solder, electrical soldering? Stainless bottles. Why? Number one, stainless is used to make water bottle. And what are we using? Dry ice. What's the property we are utilizing? Crawling ice. What's the property we are utilizing to say, purify water? Graphite or carbon rod. What do we utilize to, say, get metal out of solution of metals, like copper? We do what's called electrolysis using carbon rod, graphite that is. Or what's the property of gallium spoon that we want for gallium spoon to be? You can watch the video by clicking the link. All right. Moving on to properties of materials. When we use the word properties, we can talk about physical property, chemical property, and so on. One of the main things, I'll put this on back up. the terms that describe this property. First one is solubility, also known as miscibility, so how well it mixes into something else. Thermal and electrical conductivity, also melting and boiling points. And if you look at the properties, I guess the flowchart that is, material properties can be categorized into chemical, physical, mechanical, and dimensional. Just write it down so that you know how to, I guess, categorize some of the properties that things, materials have. Any other properties that we utilize? That was a question I was going to ask. Now, so write a question. Any other properties that we utilize to make things or do things or our lives possible? Now think of a property that is, well, chemical property. Could be physical property, mechanical property, like shape of things. For example, like mesh, that will have mechanical sort of property, but much, I guess, bigger scale instead of, something small like, chemicals, molecules, and so on. Dimensional, what sort of property could that be? So maybe list down 3 things. Yeah, 3 other properties that we utilize in our daily lives. On. That's nanomaterials already. So what I would like you to do, well, at those slides that we stopped, then what I asked you to do, try writing down things that you can think of, and we'll share that in class. All right, that's the end of the first video.